Welcome to the Film Junket podcast.
Dave, how dare you? How dare you? How dare you give your opinions on what's going on with the whole Captain Marvel thing? My God, Dave. What's happening, guys? Dave, the Film Junkie here. Welcome to the Film Junket podcast. I appreciate you guys, of course, clicking in and listening to me talk shit for about an hour. I need to do these more. I really do. It's just, well, what's been happening lately, and it's been good. It's been good. It's just, I just need to value the time a little bit better, guys. If you guys have been paying attention, if you guys have been watching my videos, I've been actually taking my time, a little bit more time into these videos, because I realized that I was just kind of, just doing my thing. Not really finding motivation, not really finding, fulfillment in it. So I needed to change it up again. And this is for any aspiring YouTubers out there or content creators. It doesn't have to necessarily be YouTube. Obviously, there's so many mediums out there that you could use. I think I'm gonna start looking into Twitch, to be honest, because I know initially that was for video games, and I remember talking to somebody too in reality that said I should, look at Twitch. But I always thought, well, that's for gamers and that's for they stream. But apparently they're trying to grow their stuff too, where it's not just gamers. So I'm gonna look into that and maybe come up with it. And I've said it before, where if I didn't have the day job, I would have like a live broadcast, a live podcast, or whatever the hell. I'd have it pretty much 5 days a week. I'd build up to 5 days a week, like have a morning show kind of thing, and just people chiming in, answering questions, talking about all the stuff that's happening, as well as having the individual videos. And that's what sucks. Obviously having a day job, and but luckily with going back to my old job, I've been there almost 2 months now, and luckily it's a lot. I have a lot more freedom now. Well, it's funny because with my old job, I had freedom to edit at work because things were so slow. They kind of just left us be, in a room, and I could just pull out my laptop and edit the previous video, and it was cool. But I was gone 10 to 12 hours a day because I worked further. My commute was shit. Luckily, I haven't had a work truck, but still, I would get off work, go to the gym, and then go home, and I'd be gone. I'd leave my house at 5:30, 5:40 every morning, and then I wouldn't get back till after 6 sometimes. And that's just tiring. That you get burnt out very easily. By the way, I'm not drinking vodka. This is not a vodka stream, but I still like that name. And I tell you, if things start progressing with, maybe the Twitch thing, who knows, I might call it the vodka stream. I don't know. Maybe I'll do a late night show instead. I don't know. Since I can't do late night, I can't do a late night show either. Anyways, back to what I was talking about. If you're new to my podcast, I go off on tangents. I'm not drinking vodka. I'm drinking Chardonnay. That's right. You know why, guys? And yes, I'm going to go off on a tangent here again. I had a little housewarming kickback thing in my house this past weekend. It was set up, a while ago with some ex-coworkers from my previous job, which I'll get back to that what I was talking about in a minute. And then, of course, I invited more friends, I probably had about 10 people over. Wasn't anything huge, I'm still living in one bedroom. It's sizable. It's bigger than the previous 2 places that I lived at. But what's great about throwing a little shindig at your house is people bring alcohol and they tend to leave it. That's right. And you guys know I'm a big drinker. And usually I'm sipping on some vodka or maybe some rum, because, when it comes to beer, I always drink beer when I go out. Usually I'll have it, because I don't want to just get trashed, But when I'm at home, I just like to sip on something, And, weekdays I'll have like one or two pops maybe, Sometimes I won't have anything. Friday nights, watching a movie, maybe writing something up or doing something, I might have 4 or 5 and fall asleep quite nicely. So, I don't really drink beer too much because, beer's, very much, there's a lot of, you gotta watch the carbs, gotta watch the waistline, the beer belly, all that stuff, You try to be, and then, so then it's like, well, what's what's a safe alternative of blasting my liver to smithereens? Well, according to, some of the people I listen to, fitness experts and stuff like that, they say, hey, just drinking a well alcohol is the best thing you can do. Beer obviously is not the best thing you can do because there's so much crap in it. So, and then of course there are red wine. I'm just not really a big red wine drinker because obviously Chardonnay is a white wine. It's good. So, yeah. So what's great about having a little thing at your house is people leave alcohol. And everybody pretty much left their alcohol. I mean, I have some beer in there. I even bought a bottle of rum that nobody touched. And then somebody brought this Chardonnay. I'm drinking it. I don't care. So that's what's good about that. But, yeah. So back to what I was talking about, guys. So my previous job, my commute, I lived about 45 miles away, from my old place to my old job. And, that commute, especially leaving, especially in the afternoon. I mean, even though I got off at 3:30, there's still just shitty traffic. It would take me like over an hour to get to the gym. And then, of course, I work out of the gym and then I go home. And, yeah, like I said, it just would take forever. So now, I switched jobs where it was closer to my old house, but then I moved where I'm closer to the job. So I'm about 23, 24 miles away from my job. So that's good. That's really good. And I actually get off at 3 now because I only take half-hour lunches. They're like, yeah, you could take half-hour lunches. Like, sweet. So I take half-hour lunches because it's just like I'd rather get off early than take a full hour lunch. Sometimes I'll take an hour lunch if I need to like run some errands or something like that. And I just now this week I'm no longer going to the gym because I canceled my membership because my gym was over closer to my old house. I'm not going to do that here. And then I thought, you know what? I'm not even going to get a new gym membership because I was like, I could just work out at home. I could do, there's so many P90X. I still have it. I did it 10 years ago. This shit came out like 10 years ago. And I figured, you know what? Why not? Just go back. Just do it. Just use it. You have the videos. Why not? Save you some money because, when it comes to having a nicer apartment, guess what? You pay more rent. And I'm paying not even twice as more. I'm paying like 3 times as more rent. So got to cut some expenses somewhere, guys. Because I was about to just, go for a gym search. And I'm like, no, let's not do that. Because not only will I do that, but I'll also save some time. If I get home, like yesterday, it was great. I got home and I just started. Well, I started on Monday actually, but I got home. I did my Captain Marvel reaction, got it out there, and then I did my workout. And by the time I was done, I was like, Jesus Christ! If I was still doing my old stuff, I wouldn't be home by now. And I already have a video out, and I have my workout in. This is great, So cutting off some time here, guys. And I'm finally fully comfortable where I'm at, but. When it came to being creative, I was hoping that when I moved to my new place that it would just flow. It would just hit me. I'm like, yes, I'm in my new place. I'm not living in my buddy's back house, which wasn't the best place. I mean, it was a cozy little spot, but I mean, it wasn't, anything spectacular. And I was thinking, okay, now if I get to my new place, I'm just going to get motivated. And it just didn't happen, guys. It didn't happen. And then I started going, and I started just really... I actually, probably a couple Saturdays ago, I really just fell into like a hole. I fell into a hole because I knew I needed to do certain videos. I've been trying to bring a certain character back, which I did do a vlog wearing the mask and doing the voice. If you guys saw it, I hope you did. Casual Batman. I've been wanting to bring him back as well as my autocorrect videos, but I'm still working on that. But I'm going to do Casual Batman first. And, you know, and it was on my mind. It was just on my back. I kept thinking about it, and I kept putting it off. Procrastinating, because I'm a constant procrastinator. That's right. I procrastinate more than I masturbate. There you go. There's a slogan for you. So I was, you know, it's just, and I just kind of just got pissed off at myself because I just couldn't find the motivation. It was Saturday, just couldn't find the motivation, got really pissed off, decided just to leave, and I got drunk somewhere with some friends. And, you know, just, yeah, I was just, and I even thought about, you know, like, why I can't do this. It's too fucking hard. I'm going to quit. I really thought that. And I mean, I'm being open with you right now. I mean, it's not the first time either, guys. One of the things that I give any newcomer to this, I mean, it's not an easy thing. Sometimes, yes, and you can't compare yourself to people. I mean, that's one of the biggest things, and that's, I mean, we're all constantly comparing ourselves to one another. That's what sucks about social media. The bad part about social media, I mean, and it shows too statistically. I mean, people are more depressed now that we have social media, because they're seeing other people and their lives aren't as good. Even though those people's lives, I mean, they're only showing you the good parts. They're not showing you the bad parts. It's kind of sad. I don't even look at Facebook anymore. I don't. And I never was big on Facebook. I post my videos on my fan account, my Film Droid account. The reason why it's called Film Droid is because that was when I was doing, you know, Film Junkie, as well as I was doing Mandroid when I was doing the Android stuff. So I just was like, oh, let me find a, you know, Film Droid. Let's just do both. And I just haven't changed it. I still like it. Why not? So yeah, you can't compare. You really can't, because I follow YouTubers that they started 3 years ago and they're huge. They got 500,000 viewers. They have 500,000 subscribers. They're living off this shit. Yes, I see it all the time, and yes, it can be frustrating when you see people out there, and then you see, you know, people like the Paul brothers, you know, just all they did was just make stupid shit. Even though I'll give, I don't know which one. I think Logan Paul, is he the bigger? Is he the older brother? I mean, when I first came across his Vines, he was pretty creative by fitting something within 6 seconds. I'll give him that. But then he just, when you see like the vlogs, and then you see, you know, little brother Jake, you're like, oh, okay, these guys are fucking morons. You know? I mean, yeah. So when you see stuff like that, you can't get frustrated. You really can't. No matter what. Somebody starts a year ago, and all of a sudden they're just like huge. You just really cannot do that. You got to do what feels right. You got to, and you know, I was lacking the motivation to just really do videos sometimes, and this, that, and this. And then I just realized, you know what? I got to really just take my time. I got to take more time. I'm not saying I got to take like a day or 2 days to do a video, unless it's something that's like really big. But I wasn't even writing out my videos. I was mainly just, you know, just saying whatever. I started doing that, and I've done it before too, and I just stopped because I got lazy, and I realized that's just a crucial part. I really got to write out, at least put bullet points, and that's really helped. That's really helped big time. And then just, you know, just really just going, okay, you know what? I'm gonna start. Why not just cut to some footage? You know, let's add that in there. Cut to some footage of stuff that I'm talking about, and I've been putting that in my videos. It's like, you know, just have a little funny little thing that I cut to or something, you know. I think I was inspired by Family Guy with that. I don't know. But that's really helped, where I like actually watch my videos and I go, okay, tweak that, do this, add this here, you know, and I've just taken my time. There'll be times where I've edited a video and not even watched it again. Like, not even do a rewatch of the whole thing. I'm like, oh, it's fine. It's fine. You just can't do that. You really can't. It's so unfulfilling. It's just like you're just doing it just to do it. And that's what it was feeling like. It was feeling like a job. And it should never feel like a job. And I just really just had to just rearrange, kind of almost rewire my brain a little bit. And now it's, you know, I feel better. It's all just gotten better. I just wish I could do more. I should do more podcasts. I want to do it like at least once a week. It's just, you know, it's still just a little bit hard, especially if I'm taking more time on doing videos. But yeah, if you're a content creator, you're going to go through that. You're going to go through ups and downs, trials. There's segments that I did that didn't work. Many of those, there's ideas I've had that just, that's not going to work. There's just shit that just doesn't work. And it could be frustrating. And yeah, you could have lack of motivation. You can have lack of this, like that. But when it comes down to it, you just got to do it and you got to feel fulfilled. You got to stroke that creative cock and just whatever comes out. Hopefully it's not a mess. Wow. I'm just full of fucking new mantras in this goddamn episode, aren't I? So I found that and did all that. I mean, in my short videos too, I mean, those are always going to be there. I don't do them. I mean, obviously with my old job, like I said, they just left us alone in a room. So it's very easy to just, something happened. I can record a short video. I can't do that now. Now it's like I work within I'm out and there's just cubicles and stuff like that. I can't just do that. There's the whole office. I can't just do that. If I have to go in my car, home run Giants. I have to go to my car, or go into the hallway or something like that. If it's something big. If it's not, I'll just wait till I get home. But, just taking the time, writing it out, I mean, it's just been so much more fulfilling. I can't take it for granted. I'm not going to do every video like that. I mean, if it's something where it's like, oh yeah, this happened. Sometimes, there was one video I think this in the past few days. I just kind of I don't need to write it out. It'll be something quick. I forgot which video it was, but yeah, you just gotta relax a little bit with all that and stuff. So yeah, I just just having the day job. I wish I could just be living off of this and just doing this, and hopefully it'll eventually get there because it would be great. But yeah, I'm just trying to value my time and everything. And, it was nice. Like I said, nice weekend. Had people over. That's always good. Even though I don't even think I'm not even going to go into it. I mean, one of the... it's bad. This is how bad I am with relationships, guys. Okay? I'm terrible. Probably because... I don't know. Jeez, some loud people. That's what sucks about living in an apartment complex now. You got loud people. I don't know if you can hear them. Anyways, I'm really bad with relationships because sometimes when I see, I mean, obviously, I'm single, not getting any younger, especially when I go to family outings, family get-togethers, and I start getting asked, well, this, that, and this, and are you gonna settle down? You gonna do that? Because that's just what we do. But at the same time, I'm going, well, you seem miserable. I'm like, you've been married for 30 years and you don't seem happy at all. Why would I want to subject myself to that? And I'm not ruling out that I'll eventually just settle down and start a family. But to be honest, right now, it's like, and I find myself sabotaging any time that I have, because. Having that little get together, there was a certain female that I kind of, that kind of helped me, with the whole thing. And, we've had our back and forth. Never anything's really happening. But what really sucked is I met her friend and dug her friend more. And that was probably me just sabotaging the whole thing. But at the same time, I'm like, really? Fuck, why do I dig your friend more? God damn it! What's wrong with me? And and it's just, yeah, I screwed that whole thing up because I even asked a friend for the number at the party. Wow, good job, Dave. Yeah, because even my friends were like, no, you shouldn't have done that because a friend is not digging you. It's that one that's digging you, and you asked for the friend's number. Good job. And I'm like, yeah, that's just me going, no, don't want to do it. And it is nice. I'm not going to lie that it's nice that I could just go, hey, I'm going to do this today. Or, hey, I'm going to go buy this. Or I'm going to go visit this and, or whatever. It is nice that I could just have that freedom. So right now I'm kind of just digging that. So, I'm not ruling out that I won't eventually get there. But, hey, I also want to establish my career. Who knows if what I'm doing in my reality work is going to be my initial career. Could be. Or if this shit is going to be, which I want it to be. This shit takes off, obviously. Cool. And then maybe I can eventually just, settle down. Have a couple little chitlins. Little Ninos. Who knows what's going to happen, guys? I'm just not one of those that's in a rush. Some people are in a rush, and then you see them 2 years later, they're overweight. They got gray hair all over the place. They're just fucking miserable. And I'm just like, nah, I'm just gonna, I'm enjoying just my freedom right now, guys. Anyways, by the way, okay, so which one of you, who out there is buying Nikes and who out there is burning their Nikes? I wanted to talk about this just a little bit because I know it's been a big talking point. The whole Kaepernick Nike thing. I even had people ask me what was my stance on it, and I do get political on here sometimes, talk about reality. I know some people don't like it, but it's my podcast. Fuck you. I like to talk about reality stuff as well as movie stuff, and I'll get to it. Trust me, I'm going to talk about some certain things. This podcast is probably going to go over an hour, guaranteed. But so when it comes to that, and I've actually voiced my opinion on it too. About the whole thing, when it comes to Colin Kaepernick, my brother's a huge Niners fan. I'm a Niners fan too, but I don't really say I have a football team. I really don't. I play fantasy football. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy watching football, but I just never had a team. Baseball, Giants, so obviously it would be like, yeah, why not the Niners? But, I was there. I watched Kaepernick when he came up, and he fucking, he had 2 great years. But my whole thing, and my brother even said too, and I think a lot of even fans would say that guy has raw talent, totally raw ability. He is a fucking athlete, but misguided. He didn't have for some reason, he was just misguided with a lot of the things. So eventually it got to the point where he got benched, and then all of a sudden, the take a knee thing happened and blah, 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 and it brought more attention to himself. And you know what, to be honest, the guy has profited more and benefited more by not being on a roster more than anything, more than actually being on a roster. He really has. How much is he getting for this Nike deal? And how much are people being, it's just funny because, whatever your side of the argument on it, if you're burning Nikes and you're videotaping it, you're a fucking retard. First off, it's like, really, they already have your money. The joke is on you. You're trying to put out this statement, and you're just looking like a dumbass. Okay. And then on the other side too, it's like, well, okay, cool. You're now you're gonna buy Nikes, cool. And then you can always, hey, how about them those kids that are making those Nikes for you for 10 cents a fucking hour? There's that whole thing. Yeah, nobody gives a shit about that, though. Nobody gives a shit about where their stuff come from. They don't. We don't give a shit where our products come from. We don't. As much as we claim that we do. We don't. Obviously, Colin Kaepernick's not going to stand up for sweatshop workers. He's not. He's gonna kneel the half black, half white, right? Or raised. He was raised by rich white people. He was adopted. He lived a privileged life. Yeah, the guy's gonna kneel down for all that. It's such a stupid thing because, I get why he's doing it, and he has every right to do it, I think. When it comes to the NFL, like saying like you have to stand, it is a business. It's a private owned, business. I love how people say that about Twitter and everything like that, but when it comes to the NFL, it's when they do that, they're totally fucking up the free speech thing. People just pick their whatever they want. It's funny. But like I said, he's got every right to do it. I'm just like, well, it's not doing anything. It's just making the country more, divided. That's all it's really doing. Did it help with police shootings of young black men? Maybe. I don't think it did. I don't think it's pretty much... It's gotten lower and lower as each of the years have gone on, and nobody gives a fuck when it's really any other race, especially when it's white people. You could dig up that statistic and be like, wow, cops do shoot a lot of white people. There was a video that came out, it was like, what, year and a half, 2 years ago? A white guy was just fucking executed, literally executed. Like, the video shows that these guys, he was crying on his knees and just wearing board shorts, crying on his knees, face down, and they blew him away. And nobody gave a fuck about that. If it was a black guy, then guess what? The whole fucking, the whole country would have been on fire. It would have been. But nobody, you didn't hear, I can't remember his name right now. It was in Arizona, I believe. It's truly I got sick to my stomach when I saw the video. It's disgusting. And I get the whole thing, with some of the stuff that's happening. I know there's asshole cops out there, but most of them just want to do their job and go home to the families, But, of course, the media, the narrative is always like, okay, when this happens, guess what? You got to blow it up because they know that you're going to get a reaction. And then Nike capitalized on Kaepernick. They absolutely capitalized on it. They know that they're going to make a shit ton of money off of it. Yeah, you're being swindled. It's not... It just sucks because, when you look at the statistics, it's not just black men that are getting fucking blown away by the cops. Police brutality. It's not just that. It's when you look at the statistic, it's crazy. But nobody wants to take those. They don't want to look at those. They don't want to agree to those. They don't want to debate about it. They don't want to do anything about that. So why not just, why wouldn't Nike capitalize on it? Why wouldn't they? That's where we are right now. It's just like Serena Williams is trying to use that whole, when she got defeated by that other woman who, she totally took the thunder away, by the way. Such bullshit. This woman beats Serena Williams, and the only thing that people can fucking talk about is how she was cheated or whatever, and she went off and everything. You know what? She's a poor sport. She's a bitch. She is. I'm going to say it. But that's why she got to where she is. When people say LeBron's a bitch, or when they said Kobe was a bitch, or any athlete, when they do that, because they're passionate, okay? And sometimes they let that poor sportsmanship or that, that bitchiness get to them. I saw a compilation video where she did the same thing to female umpires, to everybody. She's done this numerous times, but everybody was like, oh my God, poor Serena. Jesus, she's fighting for women. No, she's not. She was a poor sport, totally took the thunder away from her opponent, who beat her. And I thought that was absolute bullshit. It's just, but she could play that card. It's very easy. It must be nice to actually do that. Yeah. Anyways. So, yeah, go ahead. If you want to buy the Nikes, that's fine. I mean, if people want to say that's being progressive, that's, being activism. No, it's not. It's capitalism to the max. The people who hate capitalism are like, oh my God, this is 100% what should happen. I'm like, no, it's 100% capitalism. They're trying to capitalize on this to sell you more products. That's it. I mean, nobody wanted to touch Kaepernick because that's just the way. All right, I'm going to get off of that because I'm already like almost a half hour in. And let's talk about some movie stuff. Ben Affleck, Henry Cavill. My God. Okay, well, last night was interesting. I didn't want to do a video on it. I didn't want to promote it because I just felt like it shouldn't have been. And I'm glad it really didn't take, it didn't take off. And I'm really happy about it. But apparently, Kevin Sujihara and Toby Emmerich visited Ben Affleck at his home. And there's pictures of this by paparazzi. And that's what I didn't like. Because, there's paparazzis outside of Affleck's home. And the guy's struggling right now. He's going through rehab again. And, you got a bunch of people taking pictures of him. I love the fact that he was smiling. But it's like, leave the man alone. We don't know what's going on here. Leave him alone. Yes, I can understand that obviously they're visiting him because I'm sure they were talking about Batman. But I didn't want to promote it because I'm like, you know what? No, let's just wait and see what happens. Let's be patient. So I didn't promote it. And I'm glad I didn't because other people really didn't either. Because finally some integrity was out there, Finally people were like, you know what? Let's leave this be. Let's wait. Because something is probably going to come from this pretty soon. Matt Reeves turned in his Batman script. Okay? Suicide Squad 2 script also turned in. So that's good. Please, my God, please let Suicide Squad be so much better than the first one. And it should. Just concentrate on the characters and make the characters do some covert shit that the world doesn't know about. I mean, they could save the world, but not like on a public fucking scale. That's what, oh God, it was so bad. You know, it's just like, it's the whole thing, the first one, you know, the whole, the fucking Midway City was completely evacuated, you know, everybody was seeing like Enchantress was wiping out people all around the world. It's like, no, it's not what the Suicide Squad's supposed to do. This is not it. So hopefully the next one will be it. And we'll see what happens. But when it comes to Affleck and Cavill, who knows what's going to happen here? I mean, it's so funny because, like I said in my Cavill videos, and this goes with Affleck too. No matter what people think about the movies, they like them as the characters. They embody the characters. Okay? Yes, Christopher Reeve is like the pinnacle Superman. Yeah. But that like golden age Superman. Yeah. Cavill looks very similar to him, and he's just the Superman of now. He embodies that. Cavill Superman would totally kick the shit out of Reeve Superman. Nothing against a Reeve Superman, I'm just saying. When it comes to size, when it comes to just, same thing with Affleck. Affleck could take any Batman. He could take any Batman. We've never seen such a bigger Batman. Just a fucking beast. A fucking beast. And it just sucks because, like I said, it's like fucking Warner Brothers. You need to value what you have. You know, and I even said that about Snyder because it's like, you guys realize that he was trying not to do what Marvel was doing. He was doing his own thing, and it seems like people are kind of wanting more of that now. What I don't understand is, like, especially with everything that's coming out, and the fact that, you know, Ryan Choi? Yeah. I don't know if I'm saying that right. You know, who becomes the Atom, was in Justice League. I mean, he was trying to open doors to this universe, which is just great. You know, and he was trying to do something different. He was trying. That's what's so hard about. I can't watch Justice League. I really can't. Even when people post like videos of stuff that was obviously shot by Snyder, it was still dicked with. The backgrounds still dicked with. The Superman in Justice League fight is supposed to take place not with that much daylight. It's supposed to be darker. You know, obviously the third act changed all those backgrounds, and I know there's some awesome, crafty people out there that are changing it back. Chris Dawson, you guys should follow him. He's trying to come up with a black suit version of Justice League. He's been working on it for a while, and it's taken time because color grading, I can imagine. I've never had a color grade, but I've had to do, you know, I've done special effects like lightsaber effects. And it's frame by frame. It really is. You got to go frame by frame by frame, changing shit, changing. I mean, it's a tedious process to do stuff like that. And I can only imagine how long it's going to take. But he's posted some clips, and yeah, he posted a clip recently. It was showing Batman, you know, launching out of the Batmobile, and then of course taking out some parademons because he's a badass. And yeah. He pretty much took out all the fucking red and orange. It's crazy. I mean, it might be just a smidge too dark. I'll give it that. I'll say that. But it's absolutely beautiful. I mean, it's pretty flawless how he's doing that. I mean, it's crazy. So follow that man, Chris Dawson. Look for him. We talk frequently. Would like to meet the guy, actually. Probably maybe try to get him on the podcast or something. Maybe after he releases that black suit cut, I'll have him on the podcast and we'll talk about it. That'd be good. So we'll see what happens with that. But when it comes to Cavill and Affleck, I mean, obviously I've given my 2 cents on the whole Cavill situation a couple times. I mean, it was perfect. It was perfect. It was like him and his camp just knew exactly how to show Warner. Sorry, I popped a Jolly Rancher in my mouth. how to, I know, this is perfect, right? For a fucking podcast. It was just right there on my desk, and I'm like, I know. I'm terrible at podcasting. What are you talking about? But he just showed his value. He absolutely showed his value. I mean, as much as Brie Larson tried to break the internet, not quite. And I get it. She was marketing and everything like that. But when it comes to, Cavill, even like I said, regardless, and even with Affleck, regardless what people think about Man of Steel or Batman vs. Superman, people like them as those characters. And they like Gal Gadot, too. They like Momoa. They like Miller. They like Fisher. And who do we have to clap for that? Mr. Zack Snyder. I mean, regardless of what you think about the aesthetic of the characters, I know some people weren't happy with Momoa because he didn't look like Aquaman, but it made sense. Ezra Miller, yeah, I get it. Because it's like, why can't we get a blonde Barry? By the way, the DC Universe showed up last week and it was great. I was watching old Flash 1990s Flash TV show with, can't remember his name. I can't remember his name. Obviously, he plays Henry Allen in the new Flash series. Wesley Shipp, something like that. Yeah, something like that. I can't fully remember his name, but I know there's more to it. He was a great Flash. That costume is a thing of beauty. Probably the most, I would say, close. Because, come on, let's face it. Ben Affleck's, the BVS Batsuit is just so, it's so accurate. It was the first time we saw the gray suit. You can't get over, I can't get over that. Nobody can. But that Flash costume in the original Flash series was straight out of the comic books. Minus the yellow boots, obviously. But I don't even think, aesthetically, yellow boots probably wouldn't play well. Just like the fucking red undies on Superman or the fucking dark undies on Batman wouldn't work aesthetically for, cinematic or even TV show. I don't know if the yellow boots would have worked. The fact that he's just got red boots, the same color as the rest of the costume, is great. But the fabric, it looks suede, first of all. And I know there's like muscle added, but it looks straight out of the comic books. It really does. It really, I was just watching it going, yeah, this show is cheesy as shit, but that costume is a thing of fucking beauty. And I don't care if this show is cheesy as shit. It's still pretty damn good. For 1990, 1991, I remember watching this shit when I was a kid. It's great stuff. So basically, when it comes to those two, who knows what's going to happen? And for all we know, Matt Reeves' Batman is going to fall into the timeline of the Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie. Who knows? Who knows? If he wants to do his own thing, they might allow that. And then they might be like, hey, Affleck, we're going to bring up your old script and we're going to get a director to help out, but you're going to co-direct. No, that's not going to happen. Who knows what's going to happen? We just don't know what the fuck is going on behind the scenes, and it's like, God. But we know that Matt Reeves turned in his Batman script. So hopefully something with that. We were hoping something was going to be announced on Batman Day. Didn't happen. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. God damn it. My stupid streaming service, MLB TV. Hold on. Ha! The game shut off. So. But, yeah. It's all just a guessing game on what's happening now. Gotta watch my Giants. Shit. Never mind. I gotta reboot my Chromecast. See, I used to have Frontier Fios at my old place. Didn't really have problems at all. Now I got Spectrum, Time Warner, Charter, whatever the fuck, cable, internet. Now I have problems. It's weird. And I used to work for the cable company, and I'm like, yeah, this makes sense. Because I got a friend who still works for the company. And I'm like, man, they just keep polishing that turd. Polishing the turd. Because cable TV technology is so fucking old. I remember working, I'm like, there'd be times where I'd, go up a pole and go to the tap, which is what, you hook into. It's called a tap. And just going, my God, how are they doing anything? What? This shit is old. And they're trying to make fast internet through this thing? Unbelievable. Can't do that. And, then you got Verizon or Frontier or whoever you have. They got fiber. Full-on fiber coming to your house. And that's where it's at. And like I said, I didn't for 3 years of having Frontier. Didn't really have too many problems when it came to streaming. Now, it's like every day I have to reboot my Chromecast just to fucking, it sucks. Anyways, I go off on tangents, like I said. So, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens, guys. If you were seeing my Twitter earlier, I was having a lot of discussions about basically Marvel and their female heroes. Obviously Captain Marvel, the trailer just came out. And, it was whatever. It was a decent trailer. Didn't get me super hyped. Didn't give me anything. And just like, oh, that's cool. That's a cool shot. Cool. But, of course, you see the back and forth. It's just funny. What I found funny was the fact that, now that Captain Marvel's coming out, I'm seeing now a different group of people who, of course, defended Gal Gadot when people were like, "Oh, she can't act. She's a wooden fucking post on a fence. She can't act." Now they're saying the same thing about Brie Larson because you don't see much emotion in the trailer. You don't really see much. You don't even hear her talk that much. And first off, I'm like, well, isn't Captain Marvel's character kind of supposed to be like that? She's struggling with her humanity because she doesn't know that she's human. And I don't think people take that into account. I know Brie Larson can act. I've seen her in other things. She is a good actress. If you haven't seen Room, go watch The Room. That's the movie that she, and she did a fantastic job of it. The girl can act. Doesn't mean anything because, Reese Witherspoon has won an Academy Award and she was fucking horrible in A Wrinkle of Time. It really does. It doesn't. It doesn't mean anything. So, I get that part of it too. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, this is a teaser trailer. Let's relax. And then, of course, there's some feminists out there that saying that Sam Jackson had more lines in the trailer than the star of the movie. I'm like, yeah, but the fucking star of the movie had the best shots. And she's leading the movie. Shut the fuck up. And then you look at her picture and, oh, you're a feminist who is probably about 30 pounds overweight. Makes sense. Anyways, I'm sure you hate Zack Snyder too. It's just so weird. So fucking weird. People. It just doesn't make sense. It's like, how can you have so much hate for people that you don't even know? Just because of the stuff that they put out there? It's just so weird. And I'm like, and like I've said, on Twitter and on the video, it's like these guys that just constantly trash Snyder. I'm like, they secretly want to fuck him. That's what it is. They're struggling with their sexualities. I don't know. Well, I think it's part of it because Snyder's just not that traditional dude. He's a good-looking dude. He's ripped as shit. We know that. He works out. Got a fucking beautiful wife. He just has a unique style. And he took on a job that just, you're set up to fail. Fucking Bryan Singer tried to bring Superman into this millennium. And it didn't work. Didn't work. And fans are pissed about that, of course. But that was before social media was huge. So lucky Bryan, who keeps on dodging all this fucking allegations of pedophilia, somehow has not been picked up not been arrested, not been nothing. And I'm all for, hey, if they don't have anything on them, then fuck it. Then they can't do anything. You know? That's fine. But it's just, there's been so many allegations. It's just crazy that he hasn't been. And I heard it's like really difficult to work with. Like he doesn't show up sometimes because he's so stressed out. I mean, he got fired from Bohemian Rhapsody because of stuff like that. You know? Apparently the guy's a dick. And you know what? I mean, he made, 3 good X-Men movies? X-Men 1, 2, and Days of Future Past. I'm sorry, but Apocalypse is not that good. It's not that good. It really isn't. I can watch Days of Future Past anytime it's on. Apocalypse, I go, I can watch the first X-Men. I can watch X2 anytime it's on. Fuck yeah. Apocalypse, I don't know. Can't really do it. Sorry. It's just not that good. But it's like these people make it seem like Zack Snyder is like the most horrible person in the world. It's like, what did this, you making it seem like this guy walked up to your house and kicked your dog in the face. Okay? Kicked your dog in the face, grabbed your wife's ass, gave her a kiss. And I'm just going, okay. And then I look and I'm like, okay, look at these guys. You know, a little pudgy around the waistline. They're losing their hair. You know, they just look, they're not, you know, they're not as appealing to females at all. Zack Snyder, on the other hand, I follow numerous women on my Twitter, and they love the guy. Hell, my friend who loves Cavill, she's a big Cavill fan, really, and she's a Leto fan, so she, of course, you know, sees the movies just for them. I showed her, like, oh, you realize this? Here's the guy that started it all. I was showing her pictures, and she's like, oh my God, he is fucking hot as hell. I'm like, see, I think that's part of it. These guys don't like their directors to be good-looking chaps. I mean, James Gunn, he's not a bad-looking dude, but he's a skinny, goofy-looking fuck. His hair stretches to the sky, you know, more than mine. But he's also got a sick, twisted sense of humor. That got him fired! Dumbass. I mean, that's what happens, though. He wanted to play the political game. He was going after people, and he was deranged. And the Padres won. Shit. Whatever. Giants are not like they have a chance to go in the playoffs or anything. But yeah. That Joker movie's looking pretty good, though. I mean, we'll see what happens with it. I'm curious to hear Joaquin. I'm curious to see his voice, hear his voice, and hear the laugh and everything like that, and see where it eventually goes. But yeah, I mean, there's gonna be a bunch of like Leto hot takes. You know, just who the fuck cares? Okay, who the fuck cares? Leto's Joker is a totally different Joker. I was even talking about this with somebody at my little shindig. You know, he totally dug Leto's Joker because it was that gangster Joker. You know, he had the henchmen, he had this, you know, the different suits, and you know, it really showed that. I mean, regardless of what you think about the tattoos, I know a lot of people aren't happy with the damage tattoo. It's like, really? He's got that on? It's like, yeah, I could probably do without that, but you know, it's whatever. They wanted to make his Joker unique, and I think they did it. They just needed to give him more fucking time to breathe. Is that so hard? Just let the guy do his thing. I mean, the fact of the matter is like, it's like, you realize, look at the actors who have played this fucking character. There's never gonna be so much fucking talent behind this character. I mean, I have a picture on my wall, a painted picture of 4 Jokers: Cesar Romero, Jack Nicholson, Heath Ledger, and Jared Leto. Okay? My fucking God. Well, Cesar Romero, I don't think he he's won an Academy Award, but he was very, he was big in his time. TV actor, movie actor. And the other three, Academy Award winning! One of them who did win an Academy Award for playing that character. Leto, Academy Award winner. Nicholson, Academy Award winner. Joaquin Phoenix, Academy Award winner. He won, right? Oh, it's late. I'm like, what? Did he? He did, right? Yeah. I mean, the talent that is just behind this character, it's crazy. Absolutely crazy. So it's going to be something special. I'm curious to see where it goes. I wasn't digging the whole Alec Baldwin thing, but that ended up not being a thing. It makes me wonder. It's like, was that even bullshit or not? Oh, yeah. And then back to the whole Feige female characters thing. I'm going to do probably a video about the whole thing because I just get tired of it. I mean, my whole argument is Marvel just doesn't have a Wonder Woman. I've said this many times. They don't have a Harley Quinn. Marvel had it easy. You gotta realize, Marvel had it pretty damn easy. Well, no, they didn't have it. They had it easy in a way, okay? Because, and I posted the video, the review, Captain Marvel trailer review from Jeremy Johns. He brought up a good point, which I was like, yes, I totally agree with that. It was like, the movie didn't grab him, didn't hook him. Because, it's like, okay, you guys, and he brought up the fact that in 2008, it came to Iron Man. You think a lot of people were like, fucking Iron Man, what the fuck? They might have heard of the character, but they didn't know who the character was. They had to sell that character. They had to hook you in. And it's like, okay, yeah. They need to do that with Captain Marvel. They just can't play the female card campaign. Female. I mean, they're already doing that. By putting the her and Hera. Oh, come on. That was so fucking dumb. They need to sell the character. They can't just put that behind it. When it came to Wonder Woman, well, I mean, first off, it's Wonder Woman. Like I said, Marvel doesn't have a Wonder Woman. But, yeah, there was a little bit of that, too. Like, oh, female-led character. Oh, my God. And it got annoying. And I hated that. But they still sold the character. Great posters, great trailers, great stuff. They need to do that with Captain Marvel. And so far, not really doing it. Posters not looking the best. And the trailer was like, cool. Some cool shots. I mean, I'm still going to see it, but didn't get me like, whoa. So, I don't know. And then I was just talking, I mean, Marvel's popular female characters, Storm, Jean Grey, Sue Storm, MJ, Gwen, a lot of little characters, Elektra, they already tried with her. And yeah, they're just getting the rights back to those characters. They just don't have it. And everybody's like, Black Widow. I'm like, okay, well, she's getting her movie, so relax. And I just, to me, I was like, she was a side character. She was great in the movie she was in. Iron Man 2, great. Because that movie was not that great. She was great. Avengers, awesome. Winter Soldier, the best. Whoa, my stomach is making some noise. Yeah, but Winter Soldier, she was the best. And I'm like, okay, give her her own movie. I mean, what? I mean, to me, it's like, okay, when Feige was talking about all that, he was talking about his old boss, Ike douchebag, whatever the fuck his name is. Yeah, when it came to, they tried with female characters in the early 2000s, didn't work. So they were like, nope, nobody wants to see him. And the guy acted like an ass. It wasn't so much Feige. He was just going by, okay, cool. And then when things started getting, different, things were different now. And then Wonder Woman came out, and it gave Marvel Studios more confidence in having, okay, let's do a Captain Marvel movie. But then, you got people who are like, fucking Kevin Feige, they're all sexist, fucking 20 male leads in a movie. I'm like, well, that's just because those were the interesting characters. A Black Widow movie? I mean, if you want to do a Black Widow movie right, it's got to be rated R. It really does. But they can get over the PG-13, but she's a cold-blooded assassin with no superpowers. Who the fuck wants to see that? I'll see I've been saying I would love a Netflix series with her, but not a movie. And then to fit that in when they were trying to establish all this other shit, you know. And then people are like, well, Dave, they took a chance on Ant-Man and Guardians of the Galaxy and it worked. I'm like, yeah, that's true. But I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy, I mean, they were interesting characters. It was all in the cosmos. Ant-Man, I don't know how that worked. But it did, because Paul Rudd. And it was just something different, you know. He doesn't have superpowers, but he has super suit. She just doesn't have anything. And I think Joss Whedon kind of fucked her character up in Age of Ultron, to be honest. We can blame Whedon for that, too. So there you go. Blame Whedon for Black Widow. Not having a Black Widow movie. As well as Justice League. But, yeah. I just get tired of it. Sometimes I'm just like, come on, guys. It's just not the same. Stop comparing Captain Marvel to Wonder Woman. It's not the same. You walk into a fucking clothing store and you ask where the Captain Marvel shirts are. The person, the whoever's working the counter or whatever, you know, someone walking around, they're gonna be like, well, we have Marvel shirts over here. No, Captain Marvel. What? Captain America? That's what's gonna happen. They're not gonna know who the fuck you're talking about. You walk in and go, hey, you have any Wonder Woman stuff? They're going to point you to the right direction. She's an icon. She's been an icon since she came about. You know, these people don't know who fucking Captain Marvel is. That's why Marvel needs to sell the character and not just put the whole fucking, she has a vagina, you know, behind it. Yeah, that's just the way it is. You know, and like I said, they don't have a Harley Quinn. And regardless, I mean, Harley Quinn was popular before. Maybe not as, I mean, you know, Margot Robbie and Suicide Squad made her more popular. I'll give her that. But she was popular beforehand, too. And they don't have a Harley Quinn either. Just didn't happen with Marvel, you know? All right. I know I left some things out, but whatever. I'm going to start answering questions here. If you want to ask me any questions or anything, just hit me up on Twitter. It's the best way to do it. Use Film Junket Podcast hashtag so that I can find it very, very easily. Clayton Claytalian. He asked if you could have any video game, book, comic, etc. series adapted into a streaming service, what would it be? Personally, I'd go with Dragon Age or Mass Effect games, as BioWare really filled those games with lots of lure and worlds to explore. Max Payne! Done right. Not that Mark Wahlberg shit. Fuck that. Ugh. Max Payne, oh my god. Max Payne 1 and 2. Played those games religiously. Some people are probably wondering why I'm not like a gamer in this nerd world. I just feel like it's going to consume too much of my time. So you guys don't even know. When that Spider-Man game came out on PS4 and everybody was posting fucking screenshots and videos, I was so close to just going over to Best Buy with my Best Buy card, purchasing a PS4 and purchasing that game. So close. But I resist because I just feel it's going to take too much of my time. Because the last time I had a gaming system within my house was when I had a roommate. And that was when the Arkham games came out. And guess who would spend a lot of time in front of that fucking TV playing that game? Of course, me. I mean, I remember losing track of time and like 10 hours going by going, holy shit. That's the thing. It's like I worry about that because I don't want to take from, doing things that just, progress me more. And, that's the thing. If I do it, I'm going to have like some good balance, basically. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But Max Payne, though, that game came out, I was in love with it. Dude, I was so in love with it that I started writing a script for it a long time ago. Before the actual Max Payne movie came out. And they were trying. They tried. And it just didn't work. Mark Wahlberg was not a good Max Payne at all. They needed like a Josh Brolin type. Not a fucking Marky Mark. Come on. Jesus. But yeah, Max Payne, I would love to actually see that as a Netflix series. Rated R, full of fucking, full of fucking good shit. Brad is all in. Yeah, he said, seen the awesome trailer for Triple Threat? No, I haven't. So, I'm not going to watch it right now, but... Bork Master 64 at Boomborks. Yes, are you still optimistic about the Snyder Cut release? Have your sources said anything about it? I've never said that Warner Brothers was going to release the Snyder Cut. I keep getting this question too, and I'm sorry guys, but Warner Brothers is not going to fucking release that damn movie. If they do, it's going to be like 10, 15 years from now. They're not going to release it. They're trying to move on. Why do you think all this Cavill shit's happening? And then look who fucking posted a storyboard the day this Cavill shit happened. Zack Snyder. It could only be leaked. Certain things might still happen. I don't know. So waiting on stuff. But no, it's not going to be released by Warner Brothers. For sure. So just get over that. Please. Get over that. It's not going to get released. No matter what this is why I don't do the campaign stuff. And I've said this before. And I'll say it again. It's like, what I do is like, I talk about certain things. And like I said, I've helped get things out there. I've helped get things out there that you guys didn't know that I helped. And I've put things out there that you guys don't even know that I put out there. Might have just been a glimpse in a video, for all you know. But when it comes to, Warner Brothers is not going to release the Snyder Cut. If they do, it's going to be 10, 15, 20 years from now. But it still exists. I'm not going to say it doesn't. But who knows if it's ever going to get out there. Alright, I'm finally done sucking down this Jolly Rancher. Sorry. Darkness. At Death 5656565. Do you like Daredevil Season 1 and 2? I do. Looking forward to 3. That poster is pretty badass. I know some people are like, oh yeah, Netflix shows suck now. I'm like, no, they don't. I still have to watch Luke Cage Season 2 and Iron Fist Season 2. I've actually dug. I was like, Luke Cage Season 1 was alright. So was Iron Fist Season 1. But I hear the second seasons are better. I thought Defenders was better than those two. The Daredevils have been great. Punisher was great. And, definitely looking forward to it. I need to catch up on my shows. Finally caught up on Gotham. That was so great. Mr. Nightingale. He asks you, do you think a good early released Rotten Tomatoes score will help Aquaman, being that masses don't trust WB and DC anymore? Sadly, yes. Because, it's not so much that they don't trust WB or DC anymore. Well, maybe they don't. Yeah, maybe it would help. If it got great reviews and they put it out like a week or two before that happened, it definitely would help. Sadly, that's just the world we live in now. People go on Rotten Tomatoes and they look at that fucking percentage without actually looking at the critic reviews. That's what I do. I still go on the site. I'll still look at reviews. I'll still look at that. But I actually take the time to look at the reviews. See what these critics have to say. So, Eric M. Blake at Hardboiled Films. So assuming Zach is working on polishing up the Snyder Cut and that Hamada likes it, what all exactly needs to happen to make it nothing? Like I said, he did. He worked on it. He continued. When it got let go, he still owned the footage. Are all the special effects complete? No. It's not fully complete. Sorry to say. But even if Hamada, I mean, it'd be sweet if Hamada was just like, fuck it, let's do it. But they're trying to move. They're moving the universe to a different direction. It's not Snyder's universe anymore. You just got to accept it. I mean, that's just the way it is. The only way that it could be a reality is if somehow it got leaked out. You know, was there a trailer cut? Yeah. Binary Sunset. He asked, do you think Venom is going to be a success for Sony? I'm excited for it, and I want it to be a hit, but there's a part of me that thinks it could end up like The Mummy. Big star, similar runtime, kick off a franchise, not rated R, maybe I've lost my mind. Yeah, it's going to be a weird one. I think it'll do well. I hope it's a huge hit. But, I mean, who knows what the fuck's going to happen with it. I mean, that's what's... it could be iffy. I mean, I was thinking The Predator was going to be a fucking huge hit and everything was going to be great with that. And it ended up being, underwhelming and underperformed. That's the bad part. You just never know. That's the thing. It's like these studios dick with this shit too much. Majin Gaku Black... He asked, thoughts on this cringe statement regarding that a hero transition in the Captain Marvel trailer by toxic keyboard warrior and male feminist Bob Chipman. You guys gotta ignore this fat fuck. He said, I would not want to be anyone who was in charge of marketing on the first Wonder Woman when anyone from Warner's gets to a minute 28. Also pretty slick. Very hard sci-fi looking. Feels like a Star Trek movie more than anything. Okay. So he's talking about the her thing. Bob Chipman, if you're a female, do not be left alone with him. I'd be afraid that he'd put something in your drink. These are the fucking assholes you got to worry about. That you got to watch. Yeah, well, all these feminists and shit like that hate like guys like fucking Snyder or anybody who works out and is masculine. It's these fucking pudgy, bearded, glassed, losing their fucking hair assholes that you gotta watch out for when they're on your side and they're constantly fucking virtue signaling and patting themselves on the back. I'm on the side of women, don't worry. They're the ones that will fucking sexually assault you when they can. Because they think that this is how they can get close to women. These are the people you have to worry about. I mean, who knows? Is Chipman married? Who knows? I don't know. Probably not. But neither am I. So what does that say? Yeah, guy's a fucking idiot. I remember I praised him. I think it was him. I praised him on his Terminator idea that he did a while back. I thought that was pretty good. But his hot takes and this whole thing, I don't know. Like I said, I mean, this is a movie guy. He has a vendetta. This is tribalism at its max, because obviously he still has the hashtag rehire James Gunn, even though that shit settled down like fucking 2.5 weeks ago. Update your shit, you fat ass. He's on the side of that. And that's just, that's where we are, because, I see DC fans too. Like when the Captain Marvel trailer comes out, I mean, of course, on my timeline, there's people that ripped it to shreds. The same people that I knew were going to rip it to shreds. You just know that that's going to happen. Certain people. He will always shit on everything DC. I can't believe you put hashtag rehire James Gunn with this fucking bullshit. He's such a fucking idiot. My God. And he's the one that's like, they released the Snyder Cut, people. You gotta fucking relax on that. You gotta stop it. It's not gonna happen. It's like, yeah, neither is James Gunn getting rehired, you fucking idiot. My God. This guy. Jesus Christ. I bet you he stuffs... I'm not even going to say it. I'm just remembering that image of him where he was playing the Nintendo kid, where the fuck that cartoon was. He tried to dress up as that old cartoon where like the Nintendo, I forgot what it was called, but it was basically Nintendo, and he had like his belt had the controller, his gun was the Nintendo gun. I was gonna say he probably fucking shoves that thing up his ass every night. I'm sorry, I just gave you a visual you didn't want to see, but he will always go against anything that's happening on DC. The first Wonder Woman trailer blows Captain Marvel's first trailer out of the water. Are you kidding me? And yeah, it just does. And the marketing, I mean, like I said, if he's just going by that little part of the marketing, that's not going to fucking get people in the seats. It's going to drive some people away if you're just constantly going, female, her. You can't just do that. You still got to back it up with a fucking interesting character in a character. You got to sell it. You got to back it up. And it's like, why is he even saying that when Wonder Woman was one of the most successful movies of 2017? This just shows you. This is a movie guy. He has a vendetta. He has a narrative. Ignore the fucking block him. Mute him, please. I'm glad a lot of people have been doing that. Because I don't see him on my timeline anymore. Except for when I ask questions on my podcast. Jose M. Giant Jenga nuts. Nice. Hans Zimmer recently told Collider that his reason for coming to score Wonder Woman 84 was because he was intrigued by the story Patty Jenkins wanted to tell. He also said it was important for him to finish it, the theme. Thoughts? I think it's great. It just shows you that we're probably going to get something special. Even though we're not going the Snyder direction anymore, Patty Jenkins, I still have trust in her. And there's a lot of people that have just, fuck the DCU now. Those people piss me off just as much as fucking Bob Shipman people. Because you're just acting like entitled fucking douchebags. Oh, they're not making the movies I want to make, so fuck you. It's like, okay, fuck off. Dude, just come on, come to our side. Just boycott the rest of the movies. I'm like, no. I'm not going to be a petty little piece of shit like that. Sorry. I'm going to go to the movies because I like going to the movies. And I'm going to try to enjoy myself. How about I do that instead? All right, guys. I'm going to wrap this up. Appreciate you guys clicking in and listening and everything. And like I said, I'm going to try to do more of these, and everything. So then I'm not spending an hour and 20 minutes, hour and a half talking and catching up and everything. So, but anyways, appreciate you guys listening. I will talk to you later. See 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 you later.